The fertility doctor
is their father.
That's just nasty.
Bro, this is like some Maury type shit. Imagine dating your brother. Do they not find out that like Loki's in a cult?
On a big homie nigga, don't you get this shit twisted. Middle finger up, finger for the competition. Niggas always talking so you know they never listen. P220 turn a nigga to a Christian.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I'm just kidding, this ain't that type of video. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's the girl that was born in the 015 and is just trying to survive the one they call a slut and can't keep her mouth shut. With a little. I'm back with another video, baby. Today we are doing I don't know if it's a review yet, but I watched this documentary and it just
blew my mind.
This is a sick man. The nigga in this documentary is a sick man. Before I go to telling you the story, I'm gonna need you to subscribe and like the video. So let's just get through the admin and like you're like right now. Anyway, let me skip to the story. Let me tell you what happened. Basically, this documentary is about Dr. Donald Cline, who is a fertility doctor who uses his own sperm to inseminate other people. What makes this like extra vile, right, is he didn't only just use his own sperm for people who were looking for donors. He used his own sperm for people who had donors. He just said, fuck that shit. He used his own sperm and put that in other people. And that to me is so nasty because somehow, some way that has to be sexual assault. I'm not gonna lie. That is
disgusting.
So basically, how this all came to light, I think it's like pure luck. Let me not lie. I saw with this woman called Jacoba. She realized, I don't look like my parents. So, you ask your parents, like, what's up? Like,
why don't I look like you guys?
They're like, yeah, they went to a fertility doctor. That's why you might look a bit different. So, Jacoba had this longing for half siblings. So, she took a DNA test, put the results and stuff like that on a website called Ancestry.com. And she got 7 hits. And at first, what's exciting? It's like, oh, damn, I don't have not just 1, 2, or 3 siblings. I have like 7 siblings. Like, that's fucking amazing, isn't it? No, it's not. Because technically, according to the rules and the laws there in America, you're only supposed to use like a donor sperm 3 times. And the reason for that is to avoid people, especially if it's in a community, like you don't want people who like are now looking around like, hey, you kind of look like me. You don't want like half siblings to kind of bump into each other by accident. You don't want people to start dating each other. Imagine dating your brother. You're Jola and it's just a mess. So she was excited, but then that also raised some flags. So she called the fertility place and she's like, so do you have any files about the donor? Who was it? And he was like, nope, burnt those files in the trash so you can't trace it. These people do their research, they look into it, they find the fertility doctor
is their father.
Bro, that is so sick to me. Like, it makes me nauseous. As someone that has half siblings, imagine finding out you have over 20 half siblings. I am not going to tell you how many of these kids are out there. You guys can go watch the documentary and find it for yourself. It's just insane. In the documentary, they show like his offices having a lot of like religious stuff. There's sayings, there's proverbs and psalms and all of those dinguses. Do they not find out that like Loki's in a cult? The quiverful cult? Guys, I'm like not surprised because people who do these things, they justify their behaviors with religion and it's insane. So apparently there's this quiverful cult, which basically is like, in terms of making kids, like, God said, let there be kids. You guys must procreate. Like, there's no birth control. Like, all of that stuff is like not allowed. I think he basically saw himself as like one of God's people. Like, yeah, no, I'm out here in the world and I'm making babies, doing what God said. Something else that makes this whole thing sickening is that he insists that no, but like, listen, these women gave birth to healthy children. And it turns out this guy has like arthritis. He has health issues. When it comes to being a donor for sperm, you basically have to be healthy so you don't jeopardize the health of the babies. This man is sick. Most of his children have autoimmune diseases. So I don't know where he gets off saying like, they're all healthy. Most of them are suffering. It's just like your sperm, even under normal circumstances, wouldn't be allowed to be used. But when you want to play God and overwrite everything and just do as you please. And I think what makes this worse is, low-key, if you think about it, this man put his sperm in other women without their consent. Now, when the court case comes, things get tricky. You see how the law kind of fails all these people, these women and stuff like that, because low-key, it's giving sexual assault. Someone putting sperm in you without your consent, even if it's a medical procedure, like, dude, it's a bit yucky. Because also another thing is, like, you know, he has to like jerk off and all of that and come. You know, after, you know, you reach your orgasm, like you're a bit on a high. So now you're gonna go perform a medical procedure while you're still feeling all those things. A medical procedure which involves like putting your sperm in other people. I don't know, child. That's a bit creepy to me. But the problem was they couldn't charge him with that. What he ends up being charged with is ridiculous. This man deserved to go to jail. Jail. Okay, jail. Again, I say this as someone that has like lots of siblings. I can't imagine it. As someone will be like, yeah, you have 20 have siblings. What do you mean by that? One of the things to me that just made this whole thing, like, already it's a horrible thing, right? But something that just made it even worse was when this one woman explained how she had been seeing Dr. Cline as her own gynecologist. Yep. Your dad is looking in your pum-pum, bruv. I don't think there's any woman in the world that would want her own family member to be a gynecologist, especially someone of the opposite sex. What? Something about that is just...
That's just nasty.
And I know for some people, like, having a biological child is so important. I'm a bit about that. But I also can understand how devastating it must be to, you know, you go to the doctor so that you can have a biological child, and then, like, it turns out you've been raising this person. And, I mean, yeah, it's the mom's genetics, but, like, the father isn't the actual father. Bro, this is like some Maury type shit. You are not the father! Instead of being like, yeah! You were devastated because you've raised this person and stuff like that. And, like, you know, like I said, like, people, yeah, they're just very heavy on the must be my biological child thing. So imagine how you feel thinking that, you know, fertility treatment was your last shot. Having a biological child, and you think it all worked out, but it didn't. I think that's so heartbreaking, and it's really devastating that people had to go through this. But overall, I just think the plot is crazy. I think what makes this documentary insane is that this guy could have actually gotten away with it. People could have probably never really found out about him doing this, but it just took literally one woman, Jacoba's just like curiosity or wanting to know about, like, do I have half siblings or not? Because when you see how many people, how many siblings there are, there's probably even more than what the documentary ends with, but he's just like, this is insane. And he insisted on saying, like, no, I used my sperm sparingly. There shouldn't be more than 15 people. In what world does that sound okay to you? Would I say you should watch this? Definitely. It's very interesting. It's well told. There are things that are a bit crazy. It's very informative. The reenactments are nice. They're not like cringy. The interviews are very informative. So yeah, you should give it a look. This is my first like little review thing. My brain does this, like I jump from here to here to here to here. I'm sorry if you couldn't follow what I was saying. Might do more of this, might not. It's just for fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We're having a little hair malfunction, so that's that. But yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.
On a big homie nigga, don't you get this shit twisted. Middle finger up, finger for the competition. Niggas always talking so you know they never listen. P220 turn a nigga to a Christian.